100th restaurant in Spalding in Lincolnshire today since launching in the United Kingdom in 2010. Well, joining me now is Gino Casciani. He's Taco Bell's Managing Director for the UK and Europe. Gino, welcome to you. You've doubled your size here in the UK in the last 18 months. Which categories do you think you're taking share from?
Well, I think our major competition in is the broader QSR category. But I think that, consumers who are looking for something different, something differentiated, are also coming to us in their droves as well, because we are different. We're tacos in a world of burgers. Our food is crispy, it's crunchy, it's spicy, and it's fresh. And I think, ultimately consumers are seeing and feeling that.
How many sites do you think the UK can ultimately sustain?
That's a great question. It's the one I get most often. I guess, there are so many places where consumers still can't access a Taco Bell in the UK that we feel that we're only just on the, the ground floor of growth, and the runway of growth is really strong, not only in the UK, but for Taco Bell International as a whole division. But I would say we think we can get to several hundred restaurants in the UK.
And are you looking at the same sort of growth trajectory in continental Europe?
Yeah, absolutely. We're in a number of markets already in Europe. We're in 5 different markets across Europe. And I think we plan to scale in those existing markets, but also get to some new market entries where we feel there's high potential markets like France and Germany and Turkey and those different types of markets.
And what's the approach to franchising? How many of the sites are currently company owned and how many are franchised?
Yeah, we're 100% franchise in the UK. Yum globally, our parent company, is 98% franchise. And we don't see any reason to change that model in the UK, and it's working well. We have a number of very committed franchisees who I think really share the vision and the passion for the brand, many of whom have been with us on that journey back from 2010 onwards. So, we don't see any reason to really change that ownership structure.
You mentioned there the parent company, Yum Brands, of course, which also owns KFC and Pizza Hut. Where does Taco Bell fit into the group's overall strategy?
Well, I think if you think about the brands, KFC is a juggernaut of a business in 140 countries, something like 25,000 restaurants globally. Pizza Hut, another very important international business for Yum Brands as well. Taco Bell, we have 8,000 restaurants in total across the globe, 7,000 in the US. So really the strategy is to make Taco Bell the third global brand, and really we don't see any reason why we can't achieve that given the differentiated market positioning that we have.
And what about inflation? Obviously, it's a big issue right now. To what extent have you been able to pass on cost increases to consumers?
I think we've tried to look at it holistically here. And I think the first base was actually to maintain supply and availability. And our supply chain teams and partners have done an amazing job of doing that. And then after that, we've looked to mitigate, as much as we possibly can. The inflation that we're seeing in the supply chain, economics. But equally, the most important thing that we feel is about maintaining a really, really strong value proposition, which is what QSR is founded on, and it's what's in the DNA of Taco Bell. And by that, I mean, feeding your family for 20 to 25 pounds, an abundant value meal for an individual person at £5, and then entry price points where people can experience the brand at £1 and £2. So we've had to take a small amount of pricing, but overall, our aim is to make sure that value proposition stays incredibly strong for our consumers.
All right, we have to leave it there. Best of luck with the opening. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, the audience for esports is rising rapidly around the world, with millions of people showing an interest in watching the world's best gamers take one another on. And it's attracting interest from commercial partners too. G2 Esports, which is one of the world's best-known esports brands, already has partnerships with the likes of Adidas, BMW and MasterCard. And it's just added the high-end furniture designer Herman Miller to that list. Well, joining me now is the Chief Executive and founder of G2 Esports, Carlos Rodriguez. Carlos, welcome to you. What was the thinking behind this particular partnership?
Well, nice meeting you, Ian. Thank you very much for the time. Those are very, very premium brands, as you said yourself, and it is a huge pleasure to be able to entertain the world of video gamers and video games in general alongside this brand. So it is a huge honor, and it's going quite well. I can't lie to you.
Now, you and a lot of your competitors have been signing up some of these partnerships, which on the face of it are pretty lucrative. Why is it that esports gaming teams are not more profitable on that basis?
video games are quite possibly one of the largest, entertainment industries at the moment. And there's a lot of gamers, young people, and a lot of these brands want to be associated with these young people early on in their lives, create the habits of using their services, buying their products. And yeah, many of us are doing quite well as a result. There's nothing we can complain about, really. We are in a booming sector, and the community seems to be liking what we're doing. So honestly, very happy about it.
I mean, one of your competitors, FaZe Clan, came to market earlier this week. What did you make of that?
Well, seeing FaZe Clan aiming at the $1 billion valuation is obviously fantastic for me to see, because we have a better business, and if they're worth $1 billion, then we're worth more than $1 billion. So that's fantastic, But ultimately, those are just numbers, and what you see for sure is that teams like ours are in increased demand, not only for investors and people that do want to make money over the years, but majorly for brands, big brands that want to have an impact in people's lives early on. Because what we do is actually quite fun, and it's at the verge, especially G2. What we do at G2 is at the verge of competition and entertainment.
Is this something that you might look at eventually, a stock market flotation?
I mean, we're looking at all these teams and all these organizations, how they're doing in the stock market. Some of the organizations that went public are not good companies, and it's good that they're getting smashed. FaZe Clan is probably the biggest large brand doing this. So we're looking very closely, and when we feel like it is the moment, or if we feel like it is a good thing for us, we'll end up doing it. But it's up in the air. We are open-minded to everything, and if anything, I'm rooting for them.
Well, it sounds like you're enjoying a bit of Schadenfreude, actually, Carlos. I mean, their share price fell this week. Do you think if you ever do IPO, you'll have to sort of come up with a picture of a story of sustained profitability to investors? I
mean, look, we are profitable. We are quite possibly the only team in the world at the top that is profitable. And we are profitable because our business makes sense. We have a good business, we don't just play video games, And so, yeah, if it ever comes the moment where we decide to go public, the market will very quickly grasp the big difference between what has been going public until then and what is going public now. We have a great company, 8 years now old, and we continue to scale and have a sustainable business with everything we're doing. Still growing aggressively, so honestly quite happy.
All right, Carlos, good to speak to you this morning. Do appreciate it. Thank you.
Likewise, Ian. Have a nice day.
Well, now the rise and fall of Lex Greensill and his company ended up becoming a political as well as a business scandal. The Pyramid of Lies is a new book by Duncan Mavin, who was one of the journalists who uncovered what was going on at Greensill Capital. Well, the Australian financier with friends in high places rose to prominence after convincing investors he'd reinvented an age-old business activity, supply chain finance, as a fintech business. Well, when Lex Greensill came into the studio in 2019, I asked him about some of the damning headlines that were being written about him. Well, there was a very disobliging piece about you in this publication the other day, Financial News. What did you have to think about that?
Well, look, Ian, there's a lot of people who don't send me Christmas cards at some of the big multinational banks now. But the fact is, when you're disrupting a multi-trillion-dollar financing industry, we are going to upset a few people along the way. They're going to cause a few stones to be thrown in our direction.
Those were the days when we were allowed guests in the studio. Well, that story that I waved at Lex Greensill was actually written by Duncan Mavin. I've been talking to him about the book and began by asking him if he'd been suspicious about Lex Greensill from the outset.
There was certainly something not quite right about Greensill Capital. There were a lot of red flags, a lot of naysayers. I think people sort of fell into two camps. There were a lot of true believers who really thought Lex was going to change the world. And then there were a lot of people who said, no, there's something really wrong here. And I kind of, as a journalist, you want to hear from both camps. But when people tell you that there's something really wrong, your ears really prick up.
I mean, reading the book, I get the sense at times that you almost have a grudging admiration for him in some respects.
Well, he's a really interesting guy, right? He's super bright. He's very capable of sort of thinking on his feet very quickly. I think he has a lot of he has a lot of sort of chutzpah. You know, he's a guy who says, look, I'm gonna be really rich, really famous, and he goes for it.
Did you get a sense writing the book of how he succeeded in persuading people that an activity like supply chain finance, which is as old as the hills, of course, could be rebranded as a fintech?
I did, yeah. He's a very good salesman, right? So some people really believe in that. When he starts to talk with his kind of salesman voice, people really fall in line sometimes. But in addition to that, he's obviously offering people a lot of money, and the payoff is huge. If it works, you know, it's huge. And so I think there are people who get on board but are skeptical, but nevertheless think, well, you know what, maybe we don't become trillionaires, maybe we don't become the biggest company in the world, but we'll be pretty big anyway. And along the way, I might make some money for myself.
Now, obviously, a key player in the drama was David Cameron. I mean, I'm struck in the book that you say it's difficult to pinpoint exactly when his relationship with Lex Greensill blossomed.
That's right. Well, so Lex was inside Number 10 and inside Westminster fairly early on in his career, really. And it's difficult to spot when did he first actually meet David Cameron. But it's pretty clear that Cameron's influence was really important later on. It was something Lex wore as a kind of badge of pride. And, you know, things like getting a CBE, that was really, really important to Lex. And the CBE ceremony was on their website, on Greensill Capital's website for a long time.
I remember when he came into the Sky News studio, he actually brought it with him on one occasion. I mean, one of the more...
That sounds about right, Ian. That's exactly, you know, that's a really great detail, because that is exactly who Lex is, I think.
I mean, some of the more compelling passages in the book are where you yourself are in the same room as him, talking with him. Did you ever get a sense that, he kind of knew you were onto him, if you like? Yeah,
absolutely. I think, you know, whenever I asked Lex a tough question, the atmosphere got pretty tense. And that's usually a sign that things aren't great, right? So if I'm asking lots of nice questions about fintechs and generally about supply chain finance, and Lex is really happy to talk to me, that's all great. But as soon as I say, well, what about this loan? What about that guy you've loaned money to? And he starts to get really upset about it, tell me he doesn't want to do the interview anymore, then that's a sign that there's something really wrong. So yeah, I think it was a fraught relationship between Lex and I always. I think it would be sort of unfair of me to paint myself as a victim. There are definitely victims of this. There are 1,000 or so employees who thought they were working for a great new fintech that was going to change the world and had no idea that they were working for something pretty unsavory, and they're all out of work. There are investors who've lost billions of dollars, individuals, not just faceless corporations, but individuals who've put their life savings into funds that have gone missing now. So, you know, I think, my role in it got pretty scary at times, but I would, point to the many other victims of this.
That was Duncan Mavin speaking to me earlier. It really is a great book, by the way, if you're looking for something for your summer holidays. Pyramid of Lies there. Well, we're going to break into the business news just briefly now, because police in Lincolnshire have launched a murder investigation after a 9-year-old girl died from a suspected stab wound in Boston.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Ministers, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ahi.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
This summer, July 29th to the 31st, God's chosen prophet is coming to London for a prophetic invasion that will catapult you to the next level of your life. At the Lighthouse Theatre, 254 through 270 Camberwell Road, London SE50DP. Friday 29th, 5 p.m. Saturday 30th, 9 a.m. morning session and 5 p.m. evening session. And the finale on Sunday 31st from 5 p.m.
Yummy, there are some of you sitting here. You are going through certain things that was not your portion, but somebody's negligence brought that shame on you. I am here to speak to you that enough of the shame you are dealing with.
Experience the prophetic. Encounter the miraculous. Please call 07760-276-394 for more details.
SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the
darkness.
whole of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
It's your man. Bekutu, show them you got the Coco set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Star Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Star Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie, and it's a Star Radio UK. Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Let me apologize sincerely to our Facebook viewers and listeners. Due to Monday's broadcast where we showed the abduction, the abducted Kaduna victims were being flogged. Well, Facebook decided to block us. But don't you worry, we'll work around that. But we want to welcome you all, and I want to say good morning to you all. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. Those of you on YouTube, you are live on YouTube. And we also live on the Starr Radio UK platform. That is our own apps. But let me say massive good morning to every member of the team working hard to get us back on. To Mr. Frank Davis working behind the scenes. We'll be having Mr. Olayomi joining in this morning. But my apologies for the late start of the program. But we're trying to put things together because some people wanted to susu on us. But we will tell the truth. And as we say, nothing but the truth. So if you're listening to us live wherever you might be, let me say morning to Ajere Gene, your Anthony Adedeji. And all you wonderful people who have tuned in this morning to join us. You know, today your comments might have to go straight to the YouTube channel where I'll be there to read them as well. Playing in the background, including victory, 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 victory. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. But to our listeners across other parts of the world, I salute each and every one of you. This is the Friday edition of the morning show. Don't you worry, hopefully, keeping fingers and everything crossed, Monday, God willing, we'll be live on a Facebook page. But I can tell you the team is still working assiduously. Well, maybe what we did or say here or did broadcast here might have pushed. It's a country where some people can say that, well, because people are using Twitter or president has said something against Twitter, they decided to take it down, and therefore they will go on to how do I put this? Say that, well, these people are saying something about it, so stop them. That seems to be what has happened to Starr Radio UK. But for those of you listening to us this morning, we are live on the Starr Radio UK app. Whether it's Android or on YouTube or Twitter, we are live. So share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Okay, 2 minutes to 11 the time. During the course of the program, I'll be having Mr. Olayomi joining in as well. Yoruba Longer Agbeye TV. Good morning, sir. Well, as I said, Buhari ex-minister asked court to disqualify Tinubu. Well, there's a lot happening there, and we'll be bringing all your way in a moment. So Yami will be joining me any moment from now, and then from there we'll have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, known as global trotting. We'll be looking at some other stories across the globe. As I've said, we'll be having Mr. Tabiri at 12:30 joining in with the money hour as well. But you know what? Share this broadcast on the YouTube as well. Those of you there, like our pages and let's go on. A victory song playing in the background. Don't let anybody sus upon you. Whatever happens, you are able to make it. You will make it. You will definitely make it. Let them bring everything against you. Yes, the higher, the harder they come, the harder they fall as well. Okay, so now let's move on. The quote for the day says, try to make everybody happy because everybody has a right to be happy and to have what they need. So that's what we do here on Starr Radio UK. We do our best to make sure that everybody is happy. So we don't just listen to one side of the coin. No. We allow people to bring their take from any other side. Now moving on straight to the weather front. Well, it looks a bit warmer than it's been of late. So what is going to happen today? This afternoon will be largely dry and fine with plenty of sunny spells. Variable amounts of cloud will be likely built at times, bringing just the outside chance of an isolated shower. A warm day expected as well. Now this evening we'll have late sunny spells and a few patches of cloud. Tonight will continue to be dry with clear spells. A mild night for many as well. The temperature is going to be 27 degrees. Otherwise it's going to be 16 degrees. Pollen level is going to be moderate. UV level is going to be high. Pollution is going to be moderate as well. Sunset is going to be at 20:54 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 05:19 hours. Now for the weekend weather, tomorrow we'll have a dry and bright start with plenty of sun and shine. It will turn cloudier in the afternoon, but it will remain dry. Sunny spells will develop later in the day. Well, Sunday will be a cloudy day with a chance of a few showers at times. It will become drier later in the afternoon with sunny spells developing. But averagely, the temperatures will be ranging between 26 and 27 degrees. So make sure that you are dressed appropriately. But girls, have a hot or cold drink, whichever is appropriate, and let's crack on. Yes. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Those of you who have joined us on the YouTube. Let me say morning to Prince Abimbola Oshode. So good morning, Miss Archie and White Lion. Thank God it's Friday. Of course, your nation has come to stay. Egbe Kini Yen wa Yoruba Lokanjo. I hope I did justice to that. But I'm going to get my honorary Yoruba citizenship, right? Okay, Moses, where are you? Good morning to Moses. Sir Moses, we knighted him yesterday. Okay. Now let me quickly bring you the travel updates and then we'll cross over to Mr. Olayomi Koiki for the updates from across the globe from Nigeria as well. On the underground, I can tell you assuredly that there are no issues there. TFL Rail DLR London Tram Link, good service there. Now on the major roads in London, we have few issues. A316, A4, Central London Red Routes, North Circular, A406, South Circular, A205 have all got closures. And the A10 has got serious delays. Now on the river this morning, as usual, Woolwich Ferry is suspended, but all the others have got good service. Now let's move on straight to the National Rail. On the National Rail, cross country have got severe delays. Great Western Railway, severe delays. Island Line, minor delays, and Southeastern, minor delays there as well. So this is where I bring the travel update to a close, and we're going to be enjoying a bit of the music, and we'll be bringing you Mr. Olayomi Koiki in a moment. So stay tuned, don't you go away. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The victory song. Okay, enjoy it, and I'll be with you.
Now we
friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Nobody can stop us, can they? No way, no way. They can try, but they can't stop us because Starr Radio UK brings out the truth and nothing but the truth. Well, for those of you who normally join us on the Facebook transmission, yeah, we are not on the Facebook this morning, but we promise you we are working. We've appealed to them and we are working on it, and we'll make sure that come Monday we'll bring you a live feed on the Facebook. But well, I know the technical team, Mr. Frank Davis and the team are working behind the scenes this morning whilst we are on, but we'll continue. And it is now time for us to bring you Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Today we are, jiggling the program a bit. Yeah, we'll bring you the global trot and all the other stories after we brought you the update from Nigeria, because there is lots happening in Nigeria this morning. But let me take this opportunity to say massive good morning to you, Yummy.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers. And welcome once again to your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, Starr Radio UK. And I say good morning. It is the Friday edition, the 29th of July, 2022.
How are you doing, sir?
Well, it's been a very busy week, literally, even to some of our own, followers on our platform because of the real serious engagement when it comes to, especially we're now on the holiday period, but I'm doing very well, and it's good to be back after almost 72 hours away from the studio as well. So it's good to be back, and I'm sure you've been very updating our viewers since I've not been around. But like I said, we're back in as much as Facebook has also tampered with one of our platforms this morning. But the best way to listen to us is to download the Starr Radio UK apps, and likewise, we are also transmitting from this part of the studio for those that probably would like to catch up with the latest update. So if you're following Starr Radio UK, the technical team are working tirelessly to make sure that we're back again on Facebook within the next 72 hours, which will be probably Monday when we're back again.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki for you. We are on YouTube at the moment. Those of you on YouTube, please share the broadcast and subscribe to the page as well. But as Yomi said, the Starr Radio UK app is working, so go there and then you can enjoy it. Download it, whether it's iOS or Android. Just type in Starr Radio Global and it will come, and then you download it for free. Now, yes, it's been interesting. I mean, last Monday we broadcasted something. I'm just trying to coin that with something that happened on Wednesday in Nigeria pertaining to the Senate and some of the senators or the opposition walking out of the Senate. Now, we did talk about, or even showed videos of the Kaduna train captives who were being flogged. Okay, and then, well, after that, we had some attacks here and there, a few around, and then come Wednesday, the Senate, the opposition in Senate decided to walk out, saying that they are going to impeach the president unless they give him how many weeks did they say they gave him?
Well, they've actually given Buhari 6 weeks.
Yes.
To get things back up and running when it comes to the insecurity. I'm not sure how Buhari will be able to do so, knowing what we know at the moment, that the government, from the lot of intelligence that we've gathered, is so compromised. And that will take me to some of my conversation this morning, which we're going to discuss, especially what the British government representative said last year regarding the issue of insecurity, and this was just a year ago when there was an engagement between the Nigerian Governor Forum, literally on the 8th of July 2021. The headline then was insecurity, Nigeria's democracy may collapse before 2023, the UK government warns. We will talk about that, but you're quite right. The Senate now have given Buhari 6 weeks to resolve the insecurity that even as at last night, Abuja was still under another attack by the terrorists. I'll be discussing that as well this morning. So it literally now means that almost every part of Nigeria today is no longer safe if the capital city, where schools have been shut down, and likewise, like I said yesterday, terrorists attack Zuma Rock military checkpoint along Suleja Suba Highway, Abuja. Welcome to Nigeria, a failed state under Buhari. Insecurity zero, Naira zero, economy zero, education zero, terrorism A1, bloodshed A1, poverty A1. This is coming from Sonto Okonko at General_Sonto.
Well, listeners, it's not us saying it, but these are realities. And I don't know whether the broadcast that we did broadcast on Monday, also exposing what was happening, brought the opposition to a point where they think, no, now we have to do something. But if we contributed to that, then good luck, because we are here to serve mother, nature, and everybody in the world. And I think that if that is why they're going to block us, then I think we've done a good work there. But it is still already UK now. So what has been the reaction from the presidency or the APC hierarchy at the moment?
Well, after the PDP saying that they will impeach Buhari, there's been a lot of reaction from the government as well. And Femi Adesina, Lai Mohammed, said it's just all joke, that this is not going to happen. But according to what we know, there's a lot of, also about 12 senators that wants to cross over to PDP, but it seems the current Senate president is not giving room to that. He's actually sitting on that from the information that we are getting. So that literally means that, move over is not going to happen anytime soon. But yes, the government spokesman have reacted, and this is what Femi Adesina, that is the spokesman for President Muhammadu Buhari, had to say. Femi Adesina, senators who threaten to impeach Buhari are the minority of the minority. So you can see that, just the same way he has always been. Femi Adesina, the presidential spokesperson, says senators who threaten to impeach President Muhammadu Buhari over the rising insecurity are the minority of the minorities. Adesina, who spoke during an interview that was granted in one of the local media back in Nigeria on Wednesday, when the People's Democratic Party legislators in the Senate staged a walkout after a motion by Philip Aduda, the minority leader, was dismissed. The lawmaker left the chamber after the Senate President Ahmed Lawan did not allow Aduda to present his motion on insecurity, and this led to reacting to the impeachment threat. Adesina said the senators are wasting the country's time.
Really? They are wasting the country's time? I mean, yesterday I was so upset about it, where some of the reactions that we were getting in some of the speeches, and then where people are saying that, oh, they are wasting, they are just copying what the US is happening in the US, blah blah blah. But this is a reality where you cannot go to your farm to go and go farm and fend for yourself, because we know the government is not giving anybody money or anything of the sort. But well, as I said, may it happen that they are maybe some kidnappers or some terrorists arrest some of them. But William Adeoye says terrorists need to take Buhari for us. So maybe he thinks that is a way forward. But well, what do you think about this security issue that is going on? It's all Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi in our North London studios. I'm Archie in the South studios. And we're moving on to some of the other stories making the rounds. Yes, who is stopping Tinubu from running, trying to stop him from running for president?
Well, it seems, one of the ex-minister asked the court to disqualify Tinubu and Atiku. And who is this person? The immediate past Minister for State of Education, Chukwumeka Nwajuba, and a group incorporated Trustees of Right for All International have now filed an originated summons before the Federal High Court in Abuja, seeking an order declaring Iwaju as the authentic presidential candidate of the APC. The plaintiffs are also praying for cancellation of the vote gained by the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, and the People's Democratic Party. The first to the sixth defendant in the case, with suit number FHC Abuja 94222, are the APC, the PDP, Tinubu, Atiku, the Attorney General of the Federation, and the INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission. Nwajuba, who purchased the APC presidential form for 100 million naira, but pulled only one vote at the June 8 primary, accused Tinubu of bribing delegates with dollars. According to the plaintiff, also attached video evidence recording showing the immediate past Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, lamenting that the delegate to the APC primary sold their vote. So it looks like someone is not really happy for taking one vote out of the primaries that took place, during the APC, and he's also saying that Tinubu was bribing with dollars, just as Atiku did. So he's now asking that the court now needs to disqualify Tinubu and Atiku. I'm not sure if this will go anyway, but as we know, anything can happen in Nigeria. This is Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Well, anything can happen in Nigeria. Yeah, interestingly, the day before yesterday, an in-law of Tinubu was saying that, well, he thinks that Tinubu's candidacy or his life is all shrouded in some secrecy and stuff like that, and because of that, he thinks that they should disqualify him. That he reckons Tinubu is about 87 years old. But going on to say he's 70 now. So are they doing their best? Do you think that will stop Tinubu from running for the presidency at all?
Well, Tinubu continue his campaign and his preparation, according to him, to become the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Even though there's a lot of different allegations and there's also different information, that is out there, on Tinubu. Also, the AA6 Tinubu and Shitima disqualification, alleged double, nomination. A political party contesting the 2023 election, Action Alliance, has again sued. So it looks like everybody's suing the INEC. And it seems like I said the last time, I think on Monday, if not Tuesday, there is more than 300 different lawsuits against INEC. As we do know, the Independent National Electoral Commission, All Progressive Congress, his presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and his running mate, Kashima Shettima, before the Federal High Court in Abuja over alleged double nomination. The party in its earlier suit, pending before the Abuja division of the Federal High Court, is seeking the disqualification of the APC from the 2023 presidential poll over alleged of perjury on the part of its presidential candidate Tinubu. However, in a fresh suit instituted on July 28, is again seeking the disqualification of the ruling party on the ground that it has nominated a candidate for more than one constituency in it. So it seems that what is going to happen is that there will be a lot of pressure, especially Tinubu, to defend so many different crises on him as we speak right now. But the question this morning again is, looking at the timeline on Starr Radio UK as we do every day, it is now exactly 196 days, 13 hours, 39 minutes, and the seconds keeps going down. Could we say that there will be election in Nigeria, or as the British government says last year, insecurity, Nigerian democracy may collapse before 2023, according to the UK government? What do we know in that before I come back to you in the studio? According to the Development Director, Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO, Chris Beecroft, in a goodwill message last year at the launch of the Nigerian Governor Forum on Peace and Inclusive Security Initiative, PISI, in Abuja, which was last year, July, said a conflict represents an essential threat to Nigeria's unity and its development. Beecroft, who stated that Nigeria is facing peace and security challenges, added that the risk in the conflict risk destabilizing Nigerian democracy to the run-up to the 2023 election. This is an active insurgency in the northeast, farmer-herders conflict are extending across the country, resources conflict in the delta, tension in the southeast, banditry in the northwest, conflict destroy livelihood, destroy hope and ambition of the future. Conflict represent an essential threat to Nigeria's unity and its development, according to Beecroft. According to him, proliferation of small arms and weapons and the weaponization of the social media are drivers of a conflict and instability. So you can tell that this was last year, even before Abuja now is on a total lockdown because of the insecurity of the terrorism activities in Abuja.
So do you mean to say that there are no activities? I mean, apart from schools that have been shut down in Abuja, there are no other activities going on at all?
Well, activities is very, very minimal, as you can tell. You know, since the closure and another letter from the Inspector General of the Police, to all the commanders about the threat, to security situation in Nigeria. So the IG in Nigeria sent a circular, that went out last week. Yes, I believe last week, if not the beginning of this week, regarding the situation in Nigeria. So as we speak right now, there is minimal activities in Abuja after the presidential guard were killed in an ambush. Remember that this did not just happen from an audio that we just received from one of the victims of the presidential guard, who is still receiving a treatment in one of the hospitals. He said, and I quote, "They've been guarding that particular school, Abuja law school rather, in the last 2 weeks." So the threat is not just something that happened. They were aware of the threat. They mount a heavy artillery and soldiers that were guiding that particular building and even another university. But they noticed that there were strange people in the forest, some few meters to the university. They wanted to check it out. They called for reinforcement, but their vehicle could not go further, and rather they had to take the remaining journey through the walk into the forest. But that was how the terrorists knew they were ahead of them, and they were ambushed. That led to the killing of the presidential guard. Again, the question then is, since the situation in Abuja, as of yesterday, there was still security threat in Abuja, like I did mention at the beginning of the program.
Well, information coming through, just buttressing that point, says that, well, this morning, less than a week after the killings of 8 elite soldiers of the Brigade of Guards in Abuja, more died on Thursday evening when President Muhammad Buhari was presiding over the National Security Council meeting. Now, Boko Haram terrorists attacked a military checkpoint near Zuma Rock in Niger State, some 7 kilometers from the federal capital, killing at least 6 soldiers. The checkpoint in Madala town on the Abuja-Kaduna highway was attacked after the audacious July 24 assault on soldiers that caused national outrage. Well, these are all happening, but they say we should just keep quiet about it and say that, well, it's just a minority of the senators who are making noise, and that noise will not go anywhere. Do you think that Buhari should be impeached? Let me hear from you. Let me say morning to Shegun Solomon. Say, big brother, good morning. Good morning, Shegun Solomon from Starr Radio. Thank you very much for joining us as well. Subscribe to our page, our YouTube page, and every time we are on, you wouldn't miss a thing there. All right then, Yomi, let's move on to some of the other stories, sir.
Well, let's take a look at why is Naira crashing today. Today, 795 Naira to £1 and almost 710 Naira to $1 this morning. And why is this happening? Looking at it from an economics named Carlo Aja, is a member of the AFCP, making money, the economy, and the personal finance easy to understand. This is part of what he gave his Twitter timeline. Why is Naira crashing? Wedding in Dubai is an import. Training in Dubai is an import. Pilgrimage is an import. Watching Dora is an import. Playing Minecraft is an import. Bloomberg Terminal is an import. Using Dior is an import. Brazilian Air is an import. summer in Greece is also an import. So you can see that all these are so many reasons that according to the financial and economics, more for the last decade. Likewise, a lot of Nigerians will continue to feel the pain of the recession in the country because so many Nigerians will not have a lot to spend. So, crude oil is also, having a big toll, especially, with the Russia import that is happening between Russia and likewise Ukraine as well. So a lot of Nigerians, like I said, this morning will continue to go into, the abject poverty. So, if you go on this timeline, there's quite a lot of things that you can pick from there. China, large import, large export. Germany, large import, large export. Nigeria, all we do is large import, and we do not have anything to export back. Not that we don't have anything to export. That has been the argument, for the last 62 years. You've actually taken the power to the center using, the fake 1999 military decree when we came back to the, democracy in 1999. So rather than, each of the state, to become an export state, they've actually relied on the center, because the center is also holding all the resources that is meant for each of the states. So as an example, in Ondo State, we have the biggest bitumen, that you can think of, but yet you can't have access to that bitumen without going to Abuja, to take, advice or take order from it. So all these are having a big issue in Nigeria of today. So now let's take a look at some of the other news that is trending out of Nigeria this morning. Again, not a very good news. Gunmen have stormed community near Lautech and have abducted 2 students from that particular building. According to what we have, gunmen suspected to be kidnappers have invaded Aba, a community near Ladoke, Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomosho, and abducted 2 persons. According to what we know, the gunmen stormed the community, which is located in Surulere, the local government area of Oyo State in the southwest of Nigeria, last night, whisked away the victims, an hotelier and his worker, not student rather. Some Lautech workers as well as students are said to be living in the community, which is located up Ogbomosho, Ilorin. Again, insecurity, a big problem in the country. Not a very good news again from Ikorodu, southwest of Nigeria. Gridlock as a truck crashes on Ikorodu Road. According to what we know, the Lagos State Management Emergency Management Agency on Friday said a heavy-duty truck was involved in a lone accident on the Ikorodu Road in the state. According to the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Olayomi, who confirmed the incident in a statement, said the accident occurred on an inward section of Pangrove or Banikoro. The statement was titled Situation Report on the Truck Accident Inward Pangrove or Banikoro Road. Let's take a look at some of the other news that is trending before I come back again at 11:29 this morning on Starr Radio UK. If you're wondering why you can't find us this morning on the Facebook, the team are working tirelessly to make sure that by Monday, Starr Radio UK will be back again on the Facebook. But for now, make sure you subscribe on all our social media and especially the YouTube, where you can enjoy all the program over the weekend. Let's talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Last week, the UN gave a directive for the federal government to comply with. But is the federal government going to comply with it? Is another question that is in the minds of millions of those that follow Nnamdi Kanu, that was kidnapped and renditioned back to Nigeria by the federal government of Muhammadu Buhari and the APC. Kanu comply with the United Nations directives, lawyer tells the federal government. A lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, who is the counsel to the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has advised the federal government to avoid any diplomatic conflict with the United Nations by releasing Kanu. We know that there will be the 77th United Nations General Assembly next month. If the government do not comply, would this have any impact in terms of relationship when the government will probably be traveling, like we know that Buhari traveled last year, to the 76th National, United Nations General Assembly. The side talk, the conversation at the United Nations building, what would this mean in terms of diplomatic relationship? Ejimako noted that the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention is a quasi-judicial body that has a substantial legal mandate of the United Nations to consider and adjudicate human rights petition against the member nation of United Nations. His ruling or decision, diplomatically called opinion, such as recently issued in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, are legally binding on Nigeria on the myriad ground, including the fact that the decision is based on international covenant on civil and political rights, the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights, both of which Nigeria ratified several decades ago. He won. According to him, ratification is a means by which a nation makes itself subject to international law and treaties. Is Nigeria going to listen to that? We wait and see. I'll come back again to you in the studio, Star Radio UK.
Well, the question is, will Nigeria hack into that? Yesterday, I did talk about that with the news that you posted that we should look at. But I don't think, because you have the DSS who are just going so busy. Let's go after Chief Sunday Igboho, who is out of the country, saying that, look, there is insecurity. We shouldn't allow people to behave that way. And we have Nnamdi Kanu, who was renditioned from Kenya to, that place. And up to now, they are not being able to take him to court. Prosecute him and let's know that what is happening every day. Adjourning cases. So you ask yourself, have they got their priorities wrong? Well, it looks like what they're supposed to be doing, instead of the security agencies putting their heads together to make sure that they secure the insecurity in the country goes down, they are not doing that. Rather, pursuing some people who are trying to say that, look, this is what is going on, it's not right for our people. Those are the ones that they are pursuing. But well, it is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But Yomi, interestingly, on still the insecurity, El-Rufai has said something. He's thinking that the only way is to go and bomb the terrorists. Why? Because his life and the life of the president were threatened, and therefore he thinks that is the way forward. What do you think?
Who is Nasser Ahmed El-Rufai? Nasser Ahmed El-Rufai is a Nigerian politician, is the governor of Kaduna State. He's been in office since 2015. He was also previously the Minister of Federal Capital Territory from 2003 to 2007. He's also the Director of the Bureau of Public Enterprise. Yes, you're quite right. El-Rufai, Buhari didn't know about the terrorist. Buhari didn't know about terrorist adoption threat until I informed him. So it looks like we have a government or a president that probably sleeps in the office, doesn't know what is actually happening in Nigeria, or somebody that probably, like a lot of people say, is gone through that age that we might probably start asking, maybe it is time for him to step down before it is too late as we speak right now. But what do we know? According to, as of yesterday, Governor Nasser El-Rufai of Kaduna State has said he was the one who told President Muhammadu Buhari of terrorist threat to adopt him. So in a video released at the weekend, the terrorists who adopted some train passenger in March threatening to adopt Buhari and El-Rufai. So it seems none of the security agency maybe had the got to tell the president that the terrorists wanted to kidnap him, but somebody within its political party has been able to help him. How do we know this? Speaking on a radio program, Monitor, on Wednesday night, the governor also said he himself had been warned to be careful, including his family members. He explained for the past 5 years, he has been advocating for the bombing of the terrorist camp wherever they are, saying it is the only solution to the problem. Can you just continue to bomb from the military or the Navy aircraft from the top without putting the boot soldier on the ground? I would say that would probably be something that we'll have to wait and see. But like we know, the reason why a lot of the terrorists are overpowering the soldiers or the militaries, because of the compromise that is already in there, and those compromise today hasn't gone anywhere because evidence have shown that this particular government has been compromised. Let's listen to what T.Y. Danjuma said some few months back.
The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Well, that is T.Y. Danjuma telling Nigerians last year that if you wait, he's a former chief of army staff himself at some point, and he said if Nigerians wait, for the military to come and defend them, you will all die one by one.
Well, if you don't defend yourself, and if you want to fight against this terrorists, let me put it that way, what way or what chance have you got? The other time we had one bishop, I've forgotten the bishop who was on the Niger Voices.
Bishop Adesina.
Yeah, Bishop Adesina, who was saying that you will have to arm yourself, protect yourself, or else. And that seems to be what is happening, because they don't have a clue what is going on. Let me say good morning to Aziz Badeserik. He says, good morning, brother. Good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. Just share the broadcast and subscribe to our page, and every time we are on, you wouldn't miss a thing. But it's Starr Radio UK. In our North London studios, Mr. Olayomi Koike. In our South studios here, it's me, Archie. Now let's move on to some of the other stories. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, let's take a look at the business because in this economy situation, how is the business holders surviving in Nigeria? It has now become almost 75,000 naira to fly 1 hour journey in Nigeria. So when we look at 75,000 naira, so as at the exchange rate this morning, you're looking at nothing less than almost £100 or thereabout if you're going to be traveling on a 1 hour flight. So if I'm meant to be traveling 1 hour flight, you will have to pay an equivalent whooping of 75,000 naira, which is £100 based on the exchange rate. Air travelers have begun groaning bitterly under the prohibit fares. Airline operators have rolled out for flights within Nigeria, as a 1 hour flight is now costing 100,000 naira or a little bit more. According to the media, the domestic wing of the Lagos airport on Tuesday, many of the travelers lamented the sharp increase in the airfare. According to an investigation, the economic class domestic ticket from Lagos to Abuja by Arik Air, United Nigeria and Airpeace as of the time of that report is costing about 150,000 naira. Other airlines have since followed the suit. An angry traveler who gave his name as Upong claimed to have been frequent traveler said, "This is not the time to ask for my name. The federal government and those concerned should do the needful. Why does the average Nigerian have to suffer? I mean, we are a fuel producing nation. Why are we suffering? Everybody is just doing as they like. How can you say Lagos to Abuja is 154,000? Am I plugging money from the tree? The roads are not safe, so travel by road and get kidnapped and pay ransom. Those that were kidnapped on the train, how many months ago are they still in captivity? Which account will I write these expenses to?" With a question mark. Another traveler who said she had to make up the trip as she was going on a business said, "The Nigerian traveling populace is made up of mostly business people. Should we now spend all our earnings on air transport? I can't even begin to explain how this makes me feel," according to Mrs. Nike concluded. It was learned that the increase in price is got to do with the fuel that the aircraft normally uses, called the Jet A1. Its scarcity is a contributory factor to the hikes in the fare. 11:39 is the still Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. So passengers groan as 1 hour flight is costing almost 154,000 from Lagos to Abuja. Also, manufacturers adopt a survivor strategies amid worsening environment. How do Manufacturers Association of Nigeria are surviving in this very tough economic time? According to what we know, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has said that unemployment, business climate of manufacturing firms worsened in the second quarter of the year. The association stated this in its Manufacturer CEO Confidence Index, in which it noted that its members had to resort to adopting survival strategy to improve production. The Manufacturer CEO Confidence Index of the Manufacturer Association of Nigeria is a quarterly research advocacy publication of the association, which measures changes in the pulse of operators, trends in the manufacturing sector quarterly in response to movement in the macroeconomy and government policy. Using the primary data, mining through direct survey of over 400 chief executive officers of the company. According to the report, the aggregate MCC score increased to 54.6%, as 54.6 points in the second quarter of 2022, 53.9 points in the first quarter. So you can actually see that a lot of the small-scale manufacturing companies are struggling in today Nigeria. Let's take you now to what is actually trending on the social media this morning. Once again, this is Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. BB Niger, as you can tell, is trending as a lot of Nigerians are glued to the indoor locking up of people, and different activities happen for a couple of weeks before a winner is declared. So that is actually trending on number 1 this morning. Nigerian Army is trending on number 8. So since we talk about insecurity, let us look at what Nigerians are saying regarding the Nigerian Army. According to Ifa Funshaw at Funshaw Graphics, just so you know, the Arabic text on the logo of the Nigerian Army means victory from Allah. According to Ifa Funshaw, because a lot of Nigerians have kept on asking, why do we have, this Arabic symbol on the, the Nigerian Army coat of arms. Also, according to Joyce at Joyce Okodo, Buhari, lazy Nigerian youth, Tinubu, recruit 50 million youth into the army and feed them with agbado, which is known as maize in the English language. Peter Obi, the youth are our greatest asset. They need access to training and capital, and I know where to get this and channel to them. So that is the message from there. Also, according to Isaac Oladipupo, Buhari thinks lazy Nigerians youth, Tinubu thinks recruit 50 million youth to the Nigerian army, feed them agbado, Peter Obi. So it seems there's a kind of different between what Buhari is saying, what Tinubu is saying, and what those that believe that Peter Obi should be the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Also a very sad one, according to one of the the Nigerian presidential guard that was killed. It was the only son, according to the sister that mourns captain that was killed in an attack on the presidential guard a couple of days ago. So now let's look at President Buhari economy has forgotten any sector. The Holy Bible sold for 3,500 2 years ago is now costing 15,400 naira. Egbeda, Aso Rock, Zuma Rock, Shuba, Ahmed Lawan, Asna. So you can see that there's quite a lot of people complaining about that. Also, the Southeast are waiting to see and hear how the Nigerian army will go house to house, kill innocent citizens of Abuja as they did in Imo and Anambra. So again, we've seen the military, using force in the Southeast as if we are already in a war zone. But rather, we've seen Abuja, where terrorists has now taken over. As we know, yesterday there was still an attack as well. So let's take a look at what Ilana are saying this morning regarding the Yoruba self-determination before we come back again to you in the studio. Once again, it is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. What do we know from their update this morning? Towards achieving Yoruba nation, our dream, Oduduwa, Agbewa. Also, they talked about, the multiple bomb explosion. I'm not sure whether you talked about that 2 days ago when there was another bomb attack in Owo, by the terrorists as well. From what we heard, not a lot of people got injured. Not a lot of people died, but there was quite a lot of people that got injured in that, situation as well. Once again, this is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London at 11:44 a.m., 29th of July, 2022. I'll finally come back again now to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Well, listeners, interesting development in Nigeria. When we talk about insecurity, my goodness, I've never seen anything, virtually just breaking down before me, looking at it daily, and we see that. But if you are there, living in Nigeria, looking at what is happening, how do you feel? Because this is a case where when people want to travel, they're talking about an hour's journey, costing them 154,000. Now, where would you get that money from? That's the question. So why would people not think of doing dodgy deals to be able to fend for that? Because the government is not protecting you when you are on the roads. The only way forward now is to fly. Like, it's going to get to a point where we're going to be having hijacking by some of these terrorists, and then we know that things have actually fallen apart. But well, wherever you are. Thank you very much. Aziz says, God bless you, Mr. Kwaiki, for educating those fools. Okay, let me say it as it is. Back home, Yoruba Kingdom. Now, Aziz goes on. So no election. He says, period. No election. Now, Bamishola Lawal says, well done, sir. Yoruba nation, we move forward ever. Backwards, never. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Continue to keep your comments coming through. We apologize for not being able to be on the Facebook broadcast, but God willing, keeping fingers and everything crossed, and the assiduous work of the our technical team, by Monday we should have a channel on there for you. Bayomi, before we go, if you have any other thing.
Well, stick to also over the weekend. There's quite a lot of activities, and like I said, download the apps on our App Store, follow us on our social media handle, the Twitter, the Instagram, and also our website where you can monitor all the news and the latest event that is coming up on Starr Radio UK. StarRadioUK.com. And like we say, once again, I'll be back Monday morning where we will be looking at some of the other issues, and as we continue to say, may Nigeria never happen to us. Let's stay very vigilance, especially in Lagos State, where there's a lot of information about an attack in Lagos State. If you see anything, report it to the local authority as quickly as possible. See it, say it, and it will be sorted.
Yes, see it, say it, and it will be sorted. Yomi, let me say thank you very, very much, and regards to the family. We catch up later.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that was Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me say thank you very much to each and every one of you who's tuned in this morning. Those of you on the YouTube channel just supporting us there. Moyiwa Oshinuga, good morning and well done, guys. Morning to you as well. Thank you very much, all of you on the YouTube channel as well. Thank you. Subscribe to our YouTube page, and every time we are on, you wouldn't miss a thing. Yeah, but you can go to some of the broadcasts to see some of the events that we've discussed in the past. There's lots of it going to be happening. But now, let's take a break. We come back and we will go look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Actually, aya. Oh, I can't believe it. Go with it. Actually. That's right. Come on.
Maybe with everything that is happening, you are that scared of maybe going out. Yeah, that's scary, especially living in Nigeria or on the African continent, looking at the challenges and everything there. But be rest assured of one thing. There is a God somewhere who is keeping and protecting you. All right then. But as Yomi said, you see something, say something, and it will be sorted. All right? See something, say something, it will be sorted. That's the S, the triple S. Yoruba Loga Agbeye TV. Nobody can stop Yoruba movement. Yoruba nation must surely stand. Thank you very much. Enjoy the music.
Everybody, what you gonna do? Just lift your hands and say, you don't have to worry. Come back to work. You go.
In your car, at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio. UK.
Remember, there's everybody say, for there's a friend in Jesus. He will forever wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, come on, what you gonna do? Just lift your hands and say, I know. Everybody say, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. No matter what. Take it from the way. Jesus, my life is in
enjoyed a bit of the song there. Now, don't you worry, at the tail end of the program, I'm going to bring you away. But it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And once again, my apologies to each and every one of you who join us on the Facebook. Well. We are not live on Facebook this morning, but you can listen to us on the Starr Radio UK app. Go to your app store, whether it's Android or iOS, download it, go there, just type in Starr Radio Global, download it for free. It is there, and enjoy it. We'll be hearing us. There is the TV channel and other facets or other areas or on that app. So please do your best to get your hand on it, download it for free. And again, we are live on YouTube and Periscope and Twitter as well, so be there and continue to enjoy this program. It is Starr Radio UK. It's now gone 8 minutes to 12. At 12:30 exactly, we'll be crossing over to Kent to bring you the money hour. So we have to quickly just go through some of the stories. That's why I have to halt the music. As some would say, my little girl at the time would say music. Yes, okay. Now, moving on straight to some other part of Africa. That is notably looking at some stories in Ghana as well. A quick one from there. And then we move on from there. Yes. Ekupuado, that the president has sacked Adwoa Safo as gender minister. However, I know that she's not been sacked as an MP, because the president cannot sack her as an MP. It is the speaker who has to annul her seat, and then whatever will happen. But President Kufuor has sacked Sarah Adwoa Safo as the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection with immediate effect. This was contained in a press statement issued by the presidency on Thursday, July 28, under the signature of the Communications Director, Eugene Ahin. According to the statement, President Kufuor did so under Article 81, subsection A of the 1992 Constitution. But as to whether Adwoa Safo is back or not is another question. But information that was coming through was that she's been in the country, or she arrived in the country a day or a couple of days ago. In accordance with Article 81, subsection A of the Constitution, the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has revoked the appointment of Honorable Sarah Adwoa Safo, Member of the Parliament for Dome-Kwabenya, as Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection with immediate effect. A portion of the statement read. The statement added that the Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Madam Cecilia Abena-Dapa, will continue to act as the caretaker minister until such a time that President Akufo-Addo appoints a substantive minister. All right then. Now, earlier today, Speaker of Parliament Alban Gbagmin deferred a decision on the fate of Sarah Adwoa Safo as Dome-Kwabenya MP. Alban Gbagmin, after listening to debates from both sides of the House on Thursday, said he will present a reasoned written ruling to the House at the next sitting. Sarah Adwoa Safo failed to appear before the committee to justify her absence for over 15 sittings after many attempts by the committee to reach her. The committee then submitted its report to the plenary after its sitting and recommended that the House declares the seat of the MP vacant. Okay, but as whether that is going to happen or not, we don't know. But as the Speaker has said, next week is going to come out with his verdict on that. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, just moving on to some other stories making the rounds there. Well, yesterday I did talk about this corruption survey that took place, and that the police service has come chastising the bodies, the GSS and the other bodies that were involved in conducting that research, and they were saying that, well, your own people were not part of it. So what do you think about that? Hey, let me say good morning to Sir Moses Olaniran. Yes, Sir Moses, how are you? Archie. Yes. Papa, he says that he said, Nashego Solomon says, I stand with you, my brother. White Lion, Yoruba must be great. Now, the Ghana Statistical Services has revealed that it spent $6 million in conducting its corruption perception report recently released. Now, according to the GSS, a component of the expenditure was from United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes. Now, this was revealed by the Ghana statistician Professor Samuel Kwabena Enim. Now, speaking today, he said they can do the research with 5 million on their own. In total, we spent about 6 million on this survey, but obviously this had a component of the expenditure from the UNODC UNODC side because of the technical components they provide. But once we are doing this by ourselves, we think something around 5 million will suffice, he said. Now, Professor Nim also said that they will engage with the finance minister to see how often this research can be done. Now, we have already started a conversation on the Unfortunately, the conversations are from our development partners, but what we are going to do together with SHRAD is to approach the Minister of Finance to see what government can do in terms of whether every year or every 2 years. Now, they said report by the GSS together with the SHRAD and UNODC rank the Ghana Police Service as the most corrupt institution in the country. According to the survey, more than 17.4 million bribes were paid in 2021, with police officers topping the list of officials who take bribes with 53.2%. Well, so it said it. Let's IGP come back to react to it again. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A magistrate had abandoned official bungalow over Galamsey activities. The story says that the regional administrative officer in the Western region has disclosed that the Nkrofo district magistrate has relocated due to disturbing activities of illegal miners close to her residence. According to the officer, several complaints about the disturbing development that is threatening magistrate health have fallen on deaf ears. The ongoing mining at the back of the bungalow is affecting her health as the Galamsey takes place during day and night, depriving her of the needed rest and sleep. Also, the chemicals used in the mining activities and the noise from the area are having impact on her health. The Galamsey activities ongoing poses a great threat to her life as there have been a series of clashes involving the Galamsey operators within the area. The regional administrative officer, Diana Nana Esiam, reiterated in a letter to the Elembele District Assembly in the Western region. Well, so what are they going to do about this? It is the magistrate going to leave the place permanently because they cannot deal with the Galamseyers. Well, you see what is happening there? A picture in front of me. My goodness. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. So where is the government that said that was going to control them? Now, they are doing it in the full glare of custodians of the law. Yet nothing is happening. Is it because some people are getting something out of it? Okay, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And NDC man reveals how MPP plans to rig election 2024 with Ghana card. And was it yesterday or the day before yesterday when I was talking about the number of judges that the president has appointed onto the bench, the Supreme Court bench? And I'm telling you of a great deal that if any case should go to, if after election it happens that somebody is suspicious or is not satisfied and decides to go to the Supreme Court for a redress, I can tell you that even if whoever is opposing that is wrong because of the formation of the Supreme Court or those who are alleged to be card bearers of the MPP might be they might accuse them of being biased and ruling in favor of the government. However, national organizer hopeful of the National Democratic Congress, Henry Osei Akoto, is alleging that the governor governing New Patriotic Party is planning to rig the 2024 general election, and we are in 2022. According to him, the NDC is aware of the machinations employed by the MPP to use the Ghana card to rig the next election. The MPP have always maintained they will break the usual 8-year cycle of governance of the two major political parties, which has been the norm since 1992. The Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia had made public pronouncement in the past which sought to suggest that the Ghana card is very impactful to Ghanaians. Speaking recently at the launch of two new high-level information technology programs at Accra Business School at Batson in Accra, Dr. Bawumia said one Ghana card is more impactful than thousands interchanges. Interesting. In relation to the issue, Director of Electoral Services at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Shirbo Kweku, dismissed reports that the EC will compile a new register for the 2024 elections using the Ghana card as base document, but revealed it was instead putting in place measures to ensure the continuous registration of persons onto the register and will rely on the Ghana card. Owing to this pronouncement, the NDC national organizer hopeful believes government is in bed with the EC to rig the next elections. Now, what do you think? 3 minutes past the top of the hour at the time. Your morning show. I am Archie, broadcasting only on the YouTube, Twitter, and the Starr Radio UK app. No Facebook today. I sincerely apologize. I promise you one thing for sure, that come Monday we'll be bringing that your way once again. All right then. Now, so let's move on to some other stories, but let's take this quick break. Let me have a sip of some water. Yeah, we'll be going to some other parts of Africa to look at some of the other stories making the rounds there. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 6 minutes past 12. Now, if you want to join in the conversation, feel free to do so. Call us on 0208-133-2257 or 58. 0208-133-2257 or 58. Those of you in US or Canada or the Caribbean area is 0017183. 032737 0017183032737. You can text or WhatsApp us at 0753966144. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK and email is info@starradiouk.com. Okay, now let's move on. Continue to put your comments on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and I promise you I'm gonna read that as well. Okay. Now at 12:30 exactly, I'll be taking you to Kent where our Money Man is, and we'll be looking at Money Hour. Difficult and challenging times in this part of the world. All right, but stay tuned. Don't you go away. Don't you go away. Okay. There's never been a better time to build a cathedral. That is what the president is saying. Let me just run up that quickly. President Kufuor says there is never a better time to build a national cathedral. According to the president, all the popular cathedrals built around the world were constructed when the communities in which they were situated still had social problems to deal. Now, addressing Catholic bishops at the 19th preliminary assembly of the Symposium of Episcopal Conferences of Africa and Madagascar at Christ the King Church in Accra, the president said the cathedral will serve its value when constructed. Now, a personal view has, in a quote he's saying, personal view has always been that even though the cathedral will be very much a national institution, the cost should be largely borne by the Christian community, with the state providing the land and initial funding to get the project off the ground. Now, looking through the history of all the great cathedrals of the world, there has never been what can be called an appropriate time to build a cathedral. Invariably, it has taken many years, sometimes centuries, to complete. The National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. took 83 years to complete. It took 150 years to build. St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, it took 182 years to finish. The Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, the president said. So, how many years is it going to take him to finish this one as well? He stressed when these great cathedrals were built, the societies that housed them had not finished with the satisfaction of their major development needs. Hospitals, schools, bridges, roads, homes needed to be built. And I dare say, if one were to consider only those needs, there will never be a good time to build a church, a cathedral, or any of the great buildings of faith around the world. But once they were built, or they are built, they are proven to be instruments that brought people together and deepen the spiritual and emotional experiences of people. I am fortified by the word of the Holy Scriptures in Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 4, which says, if you wait until the wind and the weather are just right, you will never sow anything and never harvest anything. Well, so that is his notion of doing what he's doing when it comes to the National Cathedral. What do you think? Do you think it's a wise move? Well. It's not that there are no cathedrals. There are lots of cathedrals in the country. Various domes. Big, magnificent buildings. ICGC, General Pentecost, various branches. Maybe we need a national cathedral for God to forgive the sins of Ghana and to bless us and cause our people to be clean and cause us not to be corrupt. Maybe that is the way forward. What do you think? It is All Starr Radio UK. Now moving on straight to some of the other stories making the rounds on the African continent. Yes. West Africa Bloc Chair says Guinea has accepted 2-year transition. Well, so we're going to be looking into that story. And Ethiopia athletes chief urges government to ease access to Tigray. And Benin, Talon graced Macron visit by releasing 30 prisoners from the prison. Interesting. Well, then Macron should visit Benin a lot of times, and I think more people can be released, right? And then Kenya worries about youth turnout at elections. Those are some of the stories making the rounds. Let's touch on a couple of them quickly and then we'll move on from there. Now, when it comes to the stories making the rounds in Guinea, yes, protests against Guinea's junta and its handling of plans to return democracy brought the capital to a standstill on Thursday, with organizers claiming that one person was killed. Now, clashes broke out Thursday morning between young demonstrators and the police in several areas seen as opposition strongholds in the capital. The protests began ahead of comments by the chair of a regional bloc who claimed to have persuaded the junta to shorten its life timeline for a return to democracy. Umaru Sissoko Embalo, president of Guinea Bissau and current chairman of ECOWAS, speaking during Macron's visit to his country, said, "I was in Conakry with the president of the commission of ECOWAS to make the military junta understand the decision of the summit of heads of state that the transition cannot exceed 24 months. The members of the junta had promised 36 months, but we succeeded in convincing them, and we did the same thing with Burkina Faso." On the other hand, Osman Gualo Diallo, Guinean minister and spokesman for the transitional government, said neither the government nor the presidency confirmed this information on the duration of the transition in Guinea. 3 leaders of the National Front of the Defense of the Constitution were arrested on July 5th, provoking violent demonstrations that were some of the first since the junta seized power. Well, it looks like the junta is under attack now. And what is going to happen there? Well. Okay. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In Kenya, the presidential race is heating up in less than 2 weeks until the Kenyan general election. The main opposition candidates, William Ruto and Raila Odinga, are multiplying campaign meetings to secure votes. Voters as opinion polls suggest tight results. Ever since Deputy President Ruto unveiled his manifesto at the end of June, he has pledged to tackle the cost of living and transform the economy to create jobs. His manifesto also seems to have a lot of traction with several Kenyans, says Tom Moya, a governance expert. It is focused on what they call bottom-up economics, which seems to focus primarily on the lower echelons of the social pyramid, so seeking to uplift the condition of the average Kenyans. The 55-year-old Ruto has been in the government since 2013, but also Uhuru Kenyatta's support for 4 years 4 years ago, which went to his rival Raila Odinga. Whether he wins or loses, you will still be seeing more of William Ruto again. As somebody who has spent most of his adult life in the political sphere, he knows a thing or two about how Kenyan politics is run and conducted and how government operates. So that is why I suggest that win or lose, this country is still likely to see much more of Deputy President William Ruto. All right then, he is 55 and Odinga is 77. So Odinga sees this one as his last chance. So I think Ruto has to give in to Odinga to win, and then come the next election, Ruto will then take the helm. Yeah, he will be what? Another, how many years do they go? Is it 4 years? Well, he'll be ready for that, isn't it? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, in Nigeria, civil society has condemned a closure of schools in Abuja. Is some of the stories making the rounds there. We did touch on that during the updates, but it is Starr Radio UK. Senegalese pirogue regatta continues, centuries old. There's a regatta going on there as well. It is all Starr Radio UK. It is all your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now moving on straight to one other story from other parts of Africa, and then we'll move on straight. Okay, let's move on to other parts of the world. As it's now 16 minutes past the top of the hour. That means 16 minutes past 12. And let's see what is happening across the world. Well, Rebecca Vardy has lost a libel case against Colin Rooney, bringing the Agatha Christie trial to an end. Rebecca Vardy has lost a libel case against Colin Rooney, bringing the Agatha Christie trial to an end. Okay, well, we'll be telling you more about it in a moment, but for now, let's move on to other parts of the world. Now, Russia says 40 Ukrainian prisoners have been killed in a blast. Now, Ukrainian and Russian military accuses each other of shelling a prison camp in Donetsk. Well, the story says that, Russian Defense Ministry says 40 Ukrainian prisoners of war have been killed by Ukrainian shelling of a prison in a separatist-held Donetsk. Now, officials allege that 75 others have been injured in a rocket strike on the prison camp in Olenivka. Information coming through says Ukraine's military denied carrying out the strike and instead accused Russia of shelling the prison. It said Moscow was seeking to cover up evidence of torture at the site. The Russian occupants pursued their criminal goals, thus to accuse Ukraine of committing war crimes and to hide the torture of prisoners and shootings committed there by orders of the occupation administration and the command of the armed forces of the Russian Federation, Ukraine General Staff said. The Russian enemy continues his propaganda methods of waging information warfare in order to accuse the armed forces of Ukraine of shelling civilians, infrastructure, and the population, hiding his own insidious actions. Footage broadcast on RT shows the smoking wreckage of a building which appears to contain some human remains, and those are some of the stories making the rounds there. Who fired it? Can they tell us? Because whatever rocket it is, they should see some bits of it there. But who fired it? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, hopes for first grain ship to leave Ukraine. The ship could go on Friday, that's today, if crucial details are agreed, says the UN aid chief. Well, maybe that goes out and is going to help in a great deal. Now, China has signaled it could miss economic growth target. It comes as Beijing is pursuing a zero COVID policy that has put major cities in harsh lockdown. But how are they going to react to that? Migrants break out of abandoned truck in Mexico. It comes after 53 people died in locked lorry in stifling heat in Texas last month. A top U.S. judge mocks world leaders over abortion ban. Samuel Alito, a conservative member of the Supreme Court, has mocked world leaders who criticized last month's ruling that overturned American abortion rights. Now, Justice Samuel Alito, who wrote the ruling, dismissed criticism from a host of prominent figures, including UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He joked that Mr. Johnson, who leaves office in September, had paid the price for arguing against the verdict. Mr. Alito, a devout Catholic, was speaking at a conference in Rome. I had the honor this term of writing, I think, the only Supreme Court decision in the history of that institution that has been lambasted by a whole string of foreign leaders who felt perfectly fine commenting on American law. Mr. Alito said one of these was Boris Johnson, but he paid the price. He said, drawing laughter from the audience. Mr. Johnson, who announced his intention to resign earlier this month after a string of scandals, had called the ruling a big step backwards. Well, it is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. 12:20 the time. We will be bringing the program to close exactly at 12:30. Yes. And I promise you, listeners, that next week we'll be bringing you, God willing, our technical team are still working assiduously. We'll bring you the updates, the Facebook broadcast. Please, so bear with us, or let me say, put it this way, bear with me here on this platform. All right then. Well, don't worry, there is an alarm going. That's why I was looking up into the CCTV. Now, legal challenge rejected on secrecy of Philip's will. What did they want the will for? Is it meant for it's for a private thing? Well, and where Cousins loses bid to reduce whole life term. Well, it's going to be in there for a while. And weather forecast abuse over heat wave coverage. Meteorologists from the BBC and elsewhere face abuse as they reported in the UK's record heat. Why? I'll bring you more on that front. Well, details of £400 energy bill discount has been revealed. The money will be spread over 6 months, but how it is received depends on how you pay your bills. So we're going to tell you more on that front. But, well, Wagata Christie, those of you who like following stuff like that, because we are here to serve you, let me bring you that. As we've just heard, Mrs. Justice Stein said in her ruling it was likely that Rebecca Vardy's agent, Caroline Ward, passed information to the Sun's newspaper. So what do we know about her? You might not have heard her name before this case. She's Vardy's friend and agent who, according to the media reports, began to manage Vardy in 2015. What probably best known as the owner of a phone said to have fallen into the North Sea after a boat hit a wave before Colin Rooney's team could see WhatsApp messages that could potentially have been relevant to her case. Now, Rooney's lawyer have called this a series of unfortunate events. Now, what hasn't been able to give evidence at the trial after a consultant, a forensic psychiatrist, decided she wasn't fit to do so for medical reasons. During the trial, Vardy appeared to concede that in a WhatsApp message read to the court, her agent had admitted leaking a story from Rooney's private Instagram account about an alleged car crash after Rooney posted that someone she trusted was betraying her. What wrote to Vardy? It wasn't someone she trusted, it was me. Asked why she didn't challenge her agent about that, Vardy said she had been too distracted because she was bathing her children while watching Dancing on Ice. Interesting, excuse there. But well, the ruling has taken place. Vardy has lost to Rooney in the Wagata trial. Okay, so now let's move on to some other stories. Those of you who are interested in stuff like that. Now, some challenges have been going on pertaining to Prince Philip's will. A legal challenge calling for greater media scrutiny of the decision to keep Prince Philip's will private has been rejected by the Court of Appeal. The Guardian newspaper was contesting what it claimed as a lack of external scrutiny of the decision last year to seal the will for 90 days. But judges rejected the claim, saying there were exceptional circumstances for the hearing to be held in private. Now, sealing royal wills have been a convention for over a century, but the Guardian had challenged how the court hearing in July 2021, which agreed to seal Prince Philip's will, had taken place without any media present to hear the argument. The newspaper group had said this was a serious interference with open justice, but the Court of Appeal turned down the legal challenge and backed the decision to keep the hearing private. Well, it is his private. It wasn't the Queen. It was the Queen's consort, right? Okay. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Coming to the tail end of the program. Just bear with us. Well, now last week, when weather forecasters were broadcasting or giving updates about the hot weather, weather forecasters faced unprecedented levels of trolling during this month's extreme heat in the UK, according to leading figures in the industry. Now, the BBC team received hundreds of abusive tweets on emails questioning their report and telling them to get a grip as temperatures hit 40 degrees. The BBC meteorologist Matt Taylor said he had never experienced anything like it. In nearly 25 years working in weather, the The Royal Meteorological Society condemned the trolling. Most of the abuse seems to have been prompted as links were made between the heat wave and climate change. The UK says record high temperatures on July 19 with 40 degrees exceeded for the first time. Dozens of locations saw temperatures above the previous UK record of 38.7, and 15 fire service declared a state of emergency because of a surge in blaze. The Met Office estimated the heat wave had been made 10 times more likely because of climate change. But the BBC's Matt Taylor said it's a more abusive tone than I've ever received. I switched off a bit from it all because it was too depressing to read some of the responses. But you know, interestingly, I was asking this question the other time. Now you remember back in the day in the Bible, when you and I were not there. Now we talk about Samaria, we talk about drought there, we talk about what do you call it? Ethiopia. We talked about all those places. We talked about the in the Old Testament when what do you call it? Isaac, they faced a lot of famine there. It was serious drought that he had to cause Jacob to migrate to with his children to Egypt and all that stuff, and those hunger time that happened. At that time, where was the weather phenomenon or whatever they call it, environmental or whatever they might term it? Maybe that's why these people went made climate change that have caused that made people went berserk. But well, you want to know what? It is already okay. Some hot weather is going to be coming again, but I don't think that is going to. They are going to face that again. Hopefully, giving fingers and everything crossed. But before we go, now details of a 400 energy payment to households have been revealed, and the story says that the government has announced how all households in England, Scotland, and Wales will receive £400 to help with rising fuel bills this autumn. The money, part of the energy bill support scheme, will be paid in 6 installments. Households will see discounts of £66 applied to their energy bills in October and in November, and £67 a month from December to March 2023. But how the money is received will depend on how you pay your bill. All customers with a domestic electricity meter who pay by direct debit either monthly or quarterly or by card will see an automatic deduction of their bill. Those with smart prepayment devices will see an automatic monthly top-up added to their account, meaning they will have to add less credit to their meter for the total energy they use. But those with older non-smart prepayment devices will not get this money automatically. Instead, they will receive an energy bill discount voucher in the first week of each month via text, email, or in the post. Customers will have to redeem this in person at their usual top-up point, such as local post office. Now, while no government can control global gas prices, we have responsibility to step in where we can, and this significant £400 discount on energy bills we are providing will go some way to help millions of families over the colder months, said Business Secretary Kwesi Kwate. Well, this is where I bring the first part of the program to a close for today. Let me see whether we can bring you Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services. That will be after this short break. So stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It's now time for us to go to Kent, where our money man is Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GL Accountancy Services, where he's going to bring us the Money Hour. And we are looking at these challenging times and all the support that government has gotten, some money, the bills and income and support that government has rolled out, and how you can actually help yourself when it comes to what is happening when pertaining to the high prices or high rising prices of what energy. Okay, so we're looking at that. So stay tuned, don't you go away whilst I hand you over to Mr. Dan Tabiri, our money man. And let me say, Mr. Tabiri, good afternoon to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. And today, once again, we are looking at that. Enjoy.
So it's important that we get the right information, to see what support systems are out there, what are some of the things that we can do to reduce our bills, to save some money. And the place to do that will be this through Starr Radio UK on a Friday afternoon.
Yes, listeners, as we assured you, that is the man who can guide you. All right. Now, so let's talk about bills here. So I was sitting down quietly, just reflecting and looking at some of the consumption that goes on at home. And I'm looking at, where do you cut? Where do you start from? So looking at the bills, I mean, generally, where do you think people can cut down on some of their bills? And then we come to how helps that are available.
Yeah, so I think the first thing we need to look at is what support is out there. By all means, energy bills is very topical at the moment. So anything you can do at this time to reduce your energy bill. Luckily, the sun has been on and we have actually been too hot, so most people have not put their heating on. But we have to cook to eat and all that, so we're still using gas and electrics at home. We all have to be mindful of our usage. If we haven't taken any particular attention at all of the usage that we make at home, then this is the time that we have to. So if there are any rooms with lights left on, you know, especially if you have kids at home, they are more likely to leave lights on in rooms even when they are not there. So you have to be mindful, and we have to educate the whole household, especially about the need to, you know, reduce the bills so that everybody is conscious of. So you turn off lights, you turn off gadgets, you know, if you can, don't leave some gadgets on standby, because over time they all draw some electricity or draw power, which increase your bill. So use the various tips that are available, basically to try and conserve or reduce your usage, and that's one way to do it. Another way would be also to see and understand what help is out there for your energy bills. We know that the government has scrapped the previous support that announced to give £200 of energy loan, to reduce our bills, which would have been repayable over 4 years. This has been replaced by a £400 discount on our energy bills in autumn, which we are expected to receive. So we all have to make sure that when you get your bill, this is being reflected. This is going to be applied across board on all bills. So let's look out for that to make sure we receive this credit on our bills.
Now, interestingly, one question that seems to be going through the minds of people is, if I can't pay, what can I do? Because at the moment, as you're saying, because we are in summer and so people are not turning on their heaters that and the electric, they are not turning those on. But that is going to come autumn and winter. Now, and people cannot pay. What can they do?
So if you cannot pay, I can assure you, you will not be the only one in that situation. In these kind of situations, the only thing you do is to speak to your energy supplier. Obviously, after you have exhausted all other support mechanisms in place, i.e. universal credit, pension credit, tax credit, housing benefit support, and all that. After you've exhausted all of that, if you're still struggling, speak to your energy supplier. They always have support systems in place that they will be able to speak to you or able to direct you as to what you need to do. The best way of dealing with this is to communicate and not, disregard the bills that come through the door, or ignore the warning letters. That rather makes the situation worse, and you would get letters and things that increase your anxiety in this times, and that is not very good for your mental health. The good thing to do is to speak to your energy supplier directly, explain to them your situation. They would go through some form of income and expenditure assessment to see how much disposable income you've got, and if they're able to establish that indeed you need help, they might be able to do something, even give you a discount or write some of these bills out. There are various things that are available, but you need to communicate with them.
Well, so now, listeners, you are listening to Starr Radio UK, the morning show with our money man on the Money Hour. He's Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services. Now, when it comes to all your accounting issues, name it, he's there to help you out. Okay, you go in, you just say Starr Radio UK, you get a discount for that as well. Those who have done that can attest to that. So please make sure in the abundance of water you not become a fool who is thirsty. All right then, and we are putting information through. Today we are looking at bills and income support available in these dire or challenging times or difficult times, as some others are putting it. Now, Mr. Tabiri, now people are looking at credit ratings, and here, if you have to go for any credit, how you've actually managed your income and your outflows is what pertains to it. And so people are of the view that if it happens that I'm not being able to pay my bill and I go to the supplier and say that, look, this is a challenge that I have, and sometimes it might end up affecting their credit ratings. Is that a possibility?
No, not at all. If it affects your credit rating when you default on loans and agreements that you've got. So if you approach them and speak to them, then they are more likely to deal with you on a level where they would not resort to, putting a bad credit on your credit file. So yes, so it still remains the same, that the best way to deal with this is to communicate with them, and this should not affect your credit file. So long as you have some arrangement, some agreement with them, they will not do that to your file.
Okay. So it's very important if you're listening to us to get in touch with them, get the necessary help that you need. Now, you were talking about some available income support as well, because people. I mean, you go to some of the supermarkets, you look at things that is going on. I get worried because I like going to the supermarket a lot of times, looking at things, looking at how people behavior and stuff like that, and you can see that people are under pressure. But you were talking about the fact that there are other income support available. Which are some of them, sir?
Yes, definitely. So we'll go through a few of them. Some of them we've mentioned before. If you are in receipt of any disability benefits, then remember you have a £650 cost of living payment for disabled people who also receive means tested benefits. So these payments, I would expect that by this time most people would have received their £650 payment. So if you haven't received it, then you need to look and see and ask the questions and find out from HMRC when you'll be receiving this. Also, to remember that there will be an extra one-off £150 payment to those who are receiving this disability cost of living payment. So that is a top-up to take them up to £800. Okay. And then also there's winter fuel payments and pensioner cost of living payment. So these are help available to help our pensioners. So in the winter months, pensioners can get between £100 and £300 to pay specifically heating bills. And they would also receive an extra one of £300 pensioner cost of living payment, which will be paid as an automatic top-up to the winter fuel payment. So this would go directly to, mitigate some of the rising cost of the fuel payment, which is expected to hit this winter. And that is the government support that is available to help through the winter period when the energy bills or the energy price cap, which is expected to increase in October this year. There's also, we need to remember, there's also the council tax rebate. A few people have still not received their rebate, either because they have not completed the right forms, or they are not aware or have not responded to their councils. As at the moment, it's estimated that 4 out of 5 households in England have not received their £150. 4 out of 5 households have received their council tax rebates. So we have 1 in 5 who have not received theirs. So if you haven't, you need to get in touch with your council and see how you can make this claim and get your £150 back. Every little helps, as they say in these times, so you can get some relief. Then for those on receiving certain benefits, there will be £25 extra a week if you are receiving certain benefits available during the winter period when the temperature is 0 or below for more than 7 days. So you need to check with HMRC if you are on certain benefits, whether you qualify to receive this £25 extra a week. This is expected to come in the winter months, and we hope that this would also help people to cushion themselves against this high inflation and high cost of living that we are all experiencing.
Okay. Listeners, Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services, our money man, who this afternoon is with us, bringing us some information that will help you go through these challenging times. Namely, we're looking at some bills and the income supports that are available to you wherever you might find yourself. So just stay with us. We're going back to him for him to put any other information that he has across. But one question that someone is asking is there any help for businesses?
Yeah, so businesses at the moment, as we know, we came out of the COVID support schemes. Businesses have not had any extension of support being made out to them at the moment. As we know, the elections for the next leader is here with us, and one of the topical issues at the moment being discussed or debated has to do with the issue of tax cuts.
Yeah,
and so that is the subject that is on the table at the moment. The chancellor or the previous chancellor was pushed to cut VAT, and we don't know what is going to happen. We all have our fingers crossed to see what the next government is going to do by way of VAT and general taxes. Really, we might see a reversal if one of the candidates gets their way, because they are campaigning on the basis, on the grounds of tax cuts, and so we might see some changes in that aspect. But generally, there isn't any more support, direct support or funds or pool of funds that businesses can access. Understand that we still have the recovery loans still available. We still have the new business or startup loans still available. The businesses would have to look to see if they qualify for these. Obviously, the relaxation of the rules that we had during the pandemic have all been removed, and these loans are now being given on very commercial terms. And we know the interest rate is rising, so you have to consider carefully what you need to support your business. And if you definitely need some funding, you would want to look into how you can qualify for these loans that are available.
Okay. Well, listeners, interesting help available for you. As I've said all the time, and I continue to say it, don't be a fool. Excuse my words, there might be too harsh, but don't be a fool and get thirsty while there is abundance of water. There is help. These are difficult and challenging times, but hey, do your best, get help as and when you need it. But we got our money man who can help you, advise you when it comes to your accounting and all that stuff. Yeah, whether it's business, whether it's self-employed, name it, he's there to help you on that front. So we'll go to him once again for him to run up the discussions that we had, and he's going to put his contact details across. And please make sure you get in touch with him. Over to you, Mr. Tabiri.
Yeah, so we should also be aware that we know that the government has provided household support fund to councils. So really, if you are struggling, like in an answer to your question previously, you can also speak to your council, because they have some funds that they are able to disperse on a discretionary basis for essential daily costs like energy bills. So for people, recipients, it would include pensioners and families with children. If you approach your council and say you want to access the household support fund, they would do the necessary checks and make sure that you are adequately supported. So let's not lose out on these support systems that are available. One thing that we can also do is that currently we have 0% VAT on energy saving materials. So if it will be cheaper for you to install energy saving materials such as thermal insulation or solar panels with 0% back for the next 5 years. And this we know would also help to improve energy efficiency in your homes and keep your heating bills all down. So these are some of the things that you can be looking at to be able to reduce your bills. Yeah, there are things like, looking to see things like phone and broadband costs going up everywhere. It's important that people check and look at what's on the market to see if there's any possibility of switching to another lower tariff rate. And look at your contract to see if there's you're nearing renewal of your contract. Then you'll be looking to get the best rates out there on the market. Another thing that I would also mention is many water companies run hardship schemes or fund independent charitable trusts which can help with your water bills. So look into this. Ask your water provider if you are struggling with a bill to see what schemes or what support they can offer to you. So these are some of the things that if you don't ask, really, you won't get. But if you're struggling and you let them know, you communicate, then they'll be able to support you. And lastly, I would say that that TV license fee has been frozen at £150 for the year until 2024. So this means that households will not see any change to license fee until the 1st of April 2024, and this should go a long way to help reduce our bills. There are lots more things that we all need to know and understand and try and use to our benefit, and the only place to do that at the moment, I'll direct you to Starr Radio UK every Friday afternoon at 12:30 p.m. We try and bring you money saving tips, try and bring you tax saving tips, anything that we can find information that will help households especially, we will do so. If you have any questions, need any help or assistance, I'm ready to speak to you on 079-6124-8834. 079-6124-8834, or you can email me at dan@gilaccountants.com. dan@gilaccountants.com.
Well, listeners, Mr. Dan Tabiri. But Mr. Tabiri, somebody's asked another question before you go. He's asking when he talked about water usage, and he's thinking that's getting a dishwasher or dish cleaner. What do you need? A dish cleaning machine, okay? And just washing your stuff manually. Which one saves money? Let me put it that way. Because it's going to save energy and it's going to save water if it's good. What do you think?
Definitely, dishwasher would because you're using water, using electricity as well. So there's double bills there. It depends on the household. So if you are washing manually, you're using water as well. Sometimes, but that is under your control. Or if you're washing with your hands, it all depends on at this time, people can decide to switch off their washing machines and do it manually.
Oh my goodness!
It helps. You reduce your energy bills, if anything at all, even if it's not water. But if you are washing with your hands, obviously you can also regulate the amount of water you use to wash.
Wow, listeners, make sure that you don't miss next week's. And then anyone that previously you've missed as well, you go to our social media platform. It's all there, and it's on our podcast as well. So please make sure you take advantage of the information that has been put across. Mr. Tabiri, let me say thank you very much for this wonderful presentation once again.
You are most welcome. It's been a pleasure speaking to you and your lovely listeners this afternoon.
Have a lovely afternoon, Mr. Tabiri. It's All Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. This is why I bring the program to a close for today. Yes, it's now gone 12:56. That's 4 minutes to the top of the hour. But let me acknowledge Aziz. Okay, let me get a name right. That is Tawfiq Razak. He says, no going back, Yoruba Nation now. Good afternoon to you, Tawfiq. I hope you are doing very, very well. And one of my friends as well, who I learned is in London, Tawfiq. You lived in Asylum Down. You were friends with my cousins, the Makivas. Yeah, get in touch. Good afternoon to you, or if you know him, yes, get in touch. But well, I sign off with this song from the one and only Divox Ghana, a cover version of Amachi Dede's song, Sufre Winyami. Call on your God. If there's been a time where we need to call on our God, then I think it's this times where in Nigeria you talk about insecurity, in Ghana you talk about the hardship in the economy and high cost of living in the UK. We're talking about a mixture of all. Well, what do you think? Have a wonderful afternoon and have a lovely weekend. I'll see you all on Monday. Bye-bye for now.
So be the money yo Saudi Arabia maura my boss so friend when you say homo say nyame fa so friend when you say homo say nyame fa Saudi Arabia maura boss so friend when you
are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Ministers, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon, Queenie, Ada Ahi.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
This summer, July 29th to the 31st, God's chosen prophet is coming to London for a prophetic invasion that will catapult you to the next level of your life. At the Lighthouse Theatre, 254 through 270 Camberwell Road, London, SE50DP. Friday 29th, 5 p.m. Saturday 30th, 9 a.m. morning session and 5 p.m. evening session. and the finale on Sunday 31st from 5 p.m.
Yummy, there are some of you sitting here, you are going through certain things that was not your portion, but somebody's negligence brought that shame on you. I am here to speak to you that enough of the shame you are dealing with.
Experience the prophetic. Encounter the miraculous. Please call 07760 276 394 for more details.